I've done dead poets, but this is the first time I've done a Schrödinger poet. So to begin with, a few words from Erwin Schrödinger. Every process, event, happening, call it what you will, in a word, everything that is going on in nature means an increase of the entropy of the part of the world where it is going on. Thus, a living organism continually increases its entropy, or as you may say, produces positive entropy, and thus tends to approach the dangerous state of maximum entropy, which is death. It can only keep aloof from it, i.e. alive, by continually drawing from its environment negative entropy, which is something very positive, as we shall see. Now here's a poem. The woods decay and fall, the vapors weep their burthen to the ground. Man comes and tills the field and lies beneath, and after many a summer dies the swan. Me only cruel immortality consumes. I wither slowly in thine arms, a white-haired shadow roaming like a dream. That, of course, is Tennyson, and the speaker is Tithonus, who was the Greek poster boy for be careful what you wish for. He had a love affair with Eos, the goddess of the dawn, and he asked her for a favor. He asked her for immortality, which she gave him. But he didn't know to ask for a supply of negative entropy. So he remained immortal and remains immortal to this day, but can't die and didn't have the negative entropy that would keep him from aging. I asked thee, give me immortality. Then didst thou grant mine asking with a smile, like wealthy men who care not how they give. But thy strong hours indignant worked their wills, and bare me down, and marred and wasted me. And though they could not end me, left me maimed. Immortal age beside immortal youth. Tennyson's diagnosis of Tithonus's predicament is very consistent with Schrödinger. Why wilt thou ever scare me with thy tears, and make me tremble lest a saying learnt in days far off on that dark earth be true? The gods themselves cannot recall their gifts. Now the poem, of course, is a bit long. I'm not going to try and read it all. Toward the end, Tithonus comes back on theme and says to Eos, how can my nature longer mix with thine? Coldly thy rosy shadows bathe me. Cold are all thy lights, and cold my wrinkled feet upon thy glimmering thresholds, when the steam floats up from those dim fields about the homes of happy men that have the power to die, and grassy barrows of the happier dead. To Schrödinger himself was not immune to irony. He is associated in the public mind and in our minds with this notion of a cat that's both alive and dead, depending how you look at it. But he himself, in the paragraph in which he introduces that idea, the first sentence is, "One can even set up quite ridiculous cases." So the cat that's alive and dead is really a reductio ad absurdum. It's a satire by Schrödinger of a scientific theory that he didn't like. As far as Schrödinger is concerned, you are either alive or dead. He's a scientist. Things fit into categories. Here at Tree, we have no difficulty with the knowledge that a poet like Tennyson is dead and also alive.